Disney Speedstorm is really the only kart racer that I've seen outside of Mario Kart and Sonic Racing in a while. So Disney Speedstorm is here. It is going to be a free-to-play game, but in something I've never seen before. They have early access to it where you kind of have to buy like one of their paid bundles, I guess, with some content
Yeah.
like you would normally have with the free-to-play game for early access. If you don't want to do that, you can wait. It'll be out for free on all
Sounds like
many
the
later.
Disney Dream, what is it, Dreamlight Valley or whatever
Dreamlight
they
Valley,
did.
yeah,
They
were
did
like
like
that.
the same thing, right?
I just played
Yeah,
that for
it's
free
the
on
same
Game
thing.
Pass, but yeah, they did do that.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. So this, I mean, you can look at it and say, hey, this is just a ripoff of Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing. And, sure, it's a kart racing game with very cartoony characters and beloved characters you've seen before, courses that you'd recognize from other properties. Like that's what it is. But thankfully, it is a very competent game at its core, and we can talk about the pluses and minuses and all that stuff. Dan, did you play this one at all? Because I know the other three guys did, and I played it. But did you play this one?
No, I don't play baby games, so.
Okay, Animal Crossing.
He's
Pokemon.
excited about his Pixel
Jeff.
remaster, though.
Jeff goes, okay, Animal Crossing, Pokemon.
Hey, listen! How dare you?
You're hitting Kyle on your way to hit Dan.
I'm sorry.
I'm letting
Kyle,
Dan just
duck.
take the phone. Yeah, I'm ducking this one. Yeah, Dan, you and your dumb Pokemon.
And Animal Crossing, I hate.
Kyle's
How was
like, I
Pokemon
hate
Stadium
Pokemon.
last week, you loser?
Shut up! Nobody was in the stadium watching me.
All right,
I forgot to give Kyle a heads up. I'm sorry.
I dug. Bob and
that was just hurt people is what I'm
I
saying.
actually didn't know. I didn't know that this was early access though. I thought it was going to be like a game that's just out. So.
No, the free to play is not coming out to either late 2023 or early 2024.
They haven't given a release date.
So
for that.
for me personally, because I was interested in the game, like I watched enough videos, I felt the $30 investment was worth the 6+ months of early access.
I think that's
Plus,
fair.
they do give you some decent content. The thing I would say from the top, and if other people want to share their impressions, they can speak over me. I only want to say this. There's a huge difference between this game and like Mario Kart and all the other racers. And it's not really from a mechanical place, although I will say Speedstorm to me is the most fun I've had in a kart racer since like my OG Mario Kart days. And what I like about it the most is that I feel like all the tracks squish you in, and it almost feels like I'm playing a kart racer / burnout game. Especially since I use Donald Duck a lot, and Donald's like special is he has like a bunch of fists coming out of his car, and so all I'm doing is zigzagging over the track
I realized what I was doing.
and punching all these guys all over the place, and it's actually
so fun.
quite
It's really cool. Yeah.
it's very fun. But what I wanted to say is that this has a lot of like, of course, it's your microtransaction bullcrap. So far, you can't buy anything with real money aside from your like, if you paid for $30 pass or the 50 or the 70. But I can't go in there and be like, I want to upgrade this character. Oh, I don't have all the stuff I need. How much? $20? Okay, I can't do that. Like you have to earn it in game, and then you can pay for it and then unlock it and do whatever. So everything's in game. There's a bunch of currencies. But what I was gonna say is what I am hooked on it, and Tim nailed it. He's like, Derek just likes games with services. It is. I like that you give me a bare bones character, and this is where it differentiates from all the other card games, and you go, this is level 1. You can get this character all the way up to level 25, but it's not just a number. They actually get faster, they handle better, their weapons get better.
Speed goes up.
Yes, you unlock a bunch of different things, plus they change the way they look. So it's everything's evolving, just like all these RPG games that I play that I like. So it's the same thing I'm getting here. So that's what I've been doing. I've played over 10 hours, and all I've been doing is unlocking new characters and then leveling them up and trying to get as much currency in all the currencies that I can. So for me, and I would never get mad at, like, IGN did a review and he loved the gameplay. He loved the atmosphere. He loved the levels. He loved the combat. He loved the racing's tight, because you cannot complain about any of that. It's all top notch, well done.
Feels good.
His
Feels
only
tight,
issue was he hated the currencies. He's like, who can understand this? And I didn't sit there and
Yeah.
go, hey, I get it. I Googled it. I just went, I get it. I get it. It took me, I played for 10 hours and I'm still going, oh, that's how you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, so
got it.
if you've played Rocket League anytime recently, or I guess I don't know if Fortnite's
And
in
I
the
went to
same
free to
camp.
play.
Really, like any free to play mobile game that has cash and then gems and then gold bars and then I don't know, cookies or whatever all the different currencies you had to collect are. And some of
Candy
them,
Crush, yeah.
yeah, some of them you're like, oh, okay, cool, you can earn these by playing the game. And some you're like, why do I never get these? And that's because there's only a store. Like it has that vibe to it. Like Derek said, they don't have a lot of that stuff open for you to purchase yet. They
I
absolutely
think once
will.
it's free to play,
Absolutely they will.
you're going to be able to buy your
Oh, sure.
way. But
Yeah.
right
it gives
now,
me
for
it
early
gives me a
access,
feeling
they're
of
not doing it.
like I don't like the menu. Like the racing is good and the tracks and the music are amazing. Like to me, those are like the highlights.
Yeah.
The track designs, the visuals are fantastic. I love the Pirates track and the Mulan Great Wall track, especially. I think those are my two favorites. But all of them are super fun. Even like the old school Mickey Mouse Theater one is
Oh
really
my gosh.
creative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where you
Um,
break into the black and white
Yeah,
world.
so
Yeah.
creative. And
Very
then,
cool.
but the music's also great. Like while you're
It's
driving
really
through
good.
Hercules, you can hear like his main song, and you can hear the Mulan song, "I'll Make a Man Out of You." But it's all like remixed, with kind of like funky.
Yeah.
That's
racing
interesting.
My
beats.
favorite was the remake of like, are they doing MICKEYMOUSE?
They are. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That's
So the
a,
music,
little
that's a
bit.
throwback
to me,
from
those
like
are
the
like
20s. Good lord.
very few games are at that quality of like, man, the tracks are all fun, well designed. Like Derek said, very tight. Like you kind of feel like everything's
Sweet.
within reach, which is great.
I will say this to make it easier for any of you guys or even listeners. If you have a character, let's say you want to level up Mulan, you go in, you hit edit player, you hit to upgrade. It says you can't upgrade.
Oh
It
damn!
then you
I thought you
you
were
th-
gonna go. I thought you were gonna say you go to upgrader and then you change to a male character because it's obviously gonna be better. I thought you were gonna make a joke.
It's
Damn
a
it.
transition. No, I'm actually serious.
They made a
And
man
then-
out of her. Yeah.
And then
Oh,
God damn it.
and then it will say like hit this
Terrible.
button
I'm
to
terrible.
see how to upgrade. And it will tell you all the events Mulan's a part of that you can get her stuff to upgrade. So
Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
and if you click on it, it takes you right there. So for that stuff,
That's
it's
pretty.
it
That's pretty streamlined.
that's
Yeah.
when it's streamlined and it's real easy. Is when you realize, oh, if I'm just wanting to focus on Mulan, I just do this, boom, boom, and those are the events I go to.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need to go through all these looking. Does this have Mulan stuff?
It certainly isn't
It-
as
it tells you.
nefarious as a lot of games of service that
No,
are out
but
there. Like it's
Tim,
not
you
even
brought up a
Destiny
close.
2 is
you brought up a
really
good
bad
point
about it.
in chat that was like the second that I see multiple currencies, I check out and I'm like, boy, that's big
Yeah.
Sam on that one.
Mobile
And
game,
this
I
one,
gotta tell you,
yes.
I don't
this one I
mind.
still don't understand what the currencies are in this
Yeah,
game.
the currencies
Yeah.
are killing me. That's a big negative for me personally. It's just my personal experience. But also, I don't mind leveling up in most games, but something about, especially an online racing game where you can have someone who is just ridiculously their character's just higher level than you. I don't like that, and so the idea of them, they just have more speed and handling because they've been playing more, or that
It doesn't do that. Like if
It
you
literally
play
levels
online,
up stats, though, is what I'm saying.
I know, but when you go in
Yeah.
online, you either are all the same or they put you in like you either play as a character that's already level 25 or 15, or they take your character, let's say I'm level 9, and they put you with only level 9s. So everybody's the same. It's just you're playing with
No,
different
that's
characters.
that's great. I just the leveling up system is just not my favorite for a kart racer game like this. I like the aesthetic thing. Like Trials Rising did this. They didn't have a ton of currencies. But they would unlock a new box of goodies every time you did like anything in that game. And it'd be like, here's a new hat, here's a new set of wheels, here's a new paint or whatever. Like they would have something unlock every time. This game does that. I love that feeling. It's that little hit of dopamine of like, ooh, I unlocked something. Like that feels
There's
good.
dailies you get on, you get a daily free
But-
reward, or I think today, like Derek said, you got,
Today
like,
was a
bunch of freebies,
lot.
yeah.
I was
But the
shocked.
core gameplay never changed, and I feel like when you level up, it's going to in some ways impact the core gameplay. Just for because I do feel like level 1, level 2, level 3, I'm very slow, and I can't do all the powers yet. There's just pieces like that I personally, totally personal opinion. This is not saying it's objectively bad. I just don't like that. Like I want to play a kart racer and just jump in and be able to try all the things and the different characters.
See, that's where we're opposite, because I actually, when I saw that, I was like, this is cool, because I can level up and get
Yeah,
better, and I
totally
can
fair
unlock
if you like
this
that. Yeah.
as long as I work on it, and I like that.
But I also think the gameplay is very good, and like Kyle said, it feels really good. It does. I think it's just because it's so similar to Mario Kart in terms of like even the way it starts and the way you got to like hit the button at the right time to get going and the way you collect little items to shoot other people. So it's hard for me to separate it from Mario Kart. I just like the way Mario Kart 8 controls so much better. And I've been playing that a lot recently with the new courses that came out. And so the idea of like hopping into a skid, for example, feels more natural. Like there's something about the different elements I just personally like better. But this is about as close as any kart game has gotten for me being like, this is excellent. This is almost as good as Mario Kart for me. So
yeah, and I think for me, I'm not showing up expecting Mario Kart. I'm showing up expecting Disney. So like the IP is selling the game to me. So it's like just it being Disney and like racing with Hercules on a Mulan track or whatever. Like that's the sell for me. Not that it's like close to Mario Kart.
Well, that's
or
like
almost
saying you show
there.
up to PlayStation All Stars not expecting any Smash Brothers. Like you're gonna expect some Smash Brothers, even though you're geting PlayStation characters.
I mean, I hated that game, so I don't know if I can comment on that one.
Let's all crap on that game for a minute. Yeah,
a lot of people
it's
hated that
impossible
game.
not to compare.
Or, I mean, speaking of Smash Brothers, it's like the WB game that, they're like, oh, you all love WB properties, right? You love all these WB properties. Let's make a Smash Brothers set. And it's like, no.
Yeah, well, I guess my point is it's not that we need to create an absence of comparing. It's more that we all know Mario Kart's the best. It's all about finding something that kind of meets something like that. And I think that the IP specifically kind of pushes it towards whereas like sorry Gaston, like Crash, I don't give a shit about that IP, so I'm not playing that kart racer, you know what I mean? Like sorry buddy. But I feel the same about
him,
Sonic. The IP matters. Like for him, so it's like I feel like that IP like push, for Gaston it'd be Crash. For maybe me it's Disney.
I'm the same with Sonic. Like I didn't really care about trying the Sonic game because I just don't care. So that's a
good I was the same way.
But like when Sonic became like Sega
All-Star
Racers,
I enjoyed it.
You got a bunch of like Sega characters. You're like, oh, now you can race as Shenmue and the girl from Space Shuttle number 5, and I feel like again like the IP push of that game.
You're right.
Makes it extra fun.
Yeah, my daughter and I played tonight a little bit, just some like local multiplayer matches, and we tried all the different characters that were available. So it was kind of cool being like Jack Sparrow, and then she was Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and then I switched over to Donald Duck, and then she was Mike Wazowski or whatever. Like no, it was Sully, I guess. It was Sully that she was. Anyway, so like. That part, you're right, is awesome. Like you see familiar faces, familiar characters. Their celebrations even are unique to them. If you see any of those, you unlock those are pretty cute.
Yeah, you can unlock new ones too.
Yeah, those are adorable. Cool. And then I gotta tell you, the courses, they rival about any other course I've seen. Creativity.
Think their courses are absolutely amazing.
They're brilliant.
They are pretty good. Yeah, there is something really cool seeing like that again, like those IP, like just in the Mulan world, seeing Mulan stuff and everything like that.
And just even how inventive, not even just with the aesthetics, but like the actual layout of the courses and the multiple routes that you can take. Like every kart game, Mario Kart has it where they have their little shortcuts, but this isn't just shortcuts. This is like you can go high, left, right, low, like it's all over the place, and always
there's a density to it. Yeah.
Well, when you pick a course, it's like you pick the pirate course, and then underneath that, you guys probably saw this. You've got all these different variations on it. Like so, if you're actually doing if you're selecting your race, not going through the campaign or chapters or whatever, then it's got I forget how many. There are probably like 6. Yes. And it's varied versions of it. Some of them, and it'll tell you like how long each lap is and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like there's a lot of love and effort put into this.
Last thing I would say about it that I want to say that I like more than Mario Kart is, and I said this before when we talked about Mario Kart, I struggle with Mario Kart because I'm like, how much is it skill and how much is the game goes, you know what, you can win that one. You know what, you're not going to win that one. And so that frustrates me, whereas this game is, to me, it's more skill and your level. So like if you're playing, I'm not talking about multiplayer. So if you're playing single player and it's a level 5 race and you've done some, grinding and you got your car to level 8, your character to level 8, you're going to destroy them. Even if they get all the cool stuff and throw it at you, you're still going to destroy them because you're faster and stuff. I like that. I like that it feels like not a campaign, but like a single player
the chapters
game
are cool.
There's more of a reason to replay things. You know
that's
what I mean?
what I'm saying. Like I grind.
Maybe it's a fluffy way to do it, but yeah, there's a built-in mechanical way to now hey, play that race again and maybe get a little experience points, level yourself
Whereas
up.
with Mario Kart, if I'm trying to go for a perfect cup run and the game decides, no, you're not gonna win that.
You got blue shelled all match. Yeah.
I gotta now start over because you decided to do that. There's only been and I've done a lot of races. There's only been 4 races where I was like, okay, you cheesed me. That was so cheesy. Like you sent me into a wall and then they didn't shell me, but they hit me with specials 3 times and I'm just stuck in a wall. But other than that, most of the races, if I'm winning, it's because I'm driving good. And they're hitting me with stuff too. It's fair, it's balanced, but I'm doing good and they're rewarding me. Not at the last minute, you've led this entire race, let's just bombard you with everything. So I like that. I feel like I'm in control of the race, which is preferred.
No one's ever in control.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's a rubber banding effect in Mario Kart games for sure.
Yeah, they need to balance that shit because it's out of control sometimes.
They never will. That's part of the
fun.
I feel like that's part of the DNA.
Of course,
no matter what, you're always in the race, guys. For your 5-year-old
I feel like that's actually part of how they try to balance it to keep it from being just.
I think it's a DNA.
Because I actually very much disagree. That's totally fine. We disagree on this. I disagree that Mario Kart doesn't require it. I think that if you play against someone who's skilled, it doesn't matter what is thrown at them. They're going to destroy you.
No, I'm saying
drifting around
general.
corners.
I'm not talking about
they will still.
I'm not talking somebody who's actually good versus an 8-year-old who barely knows how to pick up the controller. They're not gonna beat them because they got 5 blue shells and you got 5 coins. You're still gonna beat them. But I'm saying when you're playing a single player game, you put it on 150cc or and up basically. Yeah. Those guys own you. They absolutely own you. Yes, there are things you can do, you can do shortcuts, you can manage your items better. Maybe always be defensive when you're in the lead. So there's little things you can do to make you better, to give you more chances to win. But I still think the AI, a lot of times, not always, dictates it in those games.
And I do think that's a personal preference thing, because I think some people would say, hey, that helps to balance it, so it's not a blowout every time. I can see that point of view, but others would say, no, it just makes it so people who are actually better are getting punished. And that's a good point, too. So I can totally see both sides of that argument. I just prefer the Mario Kart way. But there's no right or wrong here. These are both really good kart games.
Really
if you're thinking, if you're like, well, I only like Mario Kart, I've never liked any other karts, try Disney Speedstorm, especially when it comes free to play. Give it a try. It's, in my opinion, it's the best non-Mario Kart kart racer that I've played.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I can't even think of another one.
I almost would have preferred, because I was going to say earlier,
Sonic's the only thing to me that's close. Sonic,
the
first one was so good.
The Chocobo GP or whatever.
Yeah. How's that? I never played that.
I never played it because I was like, I'm not buying this, because then when it was close to coming out, they're like, we're gonna have all these DLC packs and all this crap, and it's like, no. For me personally, you talk about DLC packs or whatever with the racing game, I'm like, I'm out. Put it all in the game, please. This is a race. It's a little kart game. I'm not,
Disney Speedstorm is not for you. Then let me tell you.
But that's the thing, though. It's free to play at least, so I can at least just try the game, and then it's if I really love it, then it's all right, you know what? Fine, you got me.
Well,
that was
Dan,
a $60 game.
You and your wife like Disney stuff, at least some of it, right?
Oh yeah, I mean my wife.
Kyle was saying, I know Kyle had to step away, but Kyle was right. The IP alone and the.
Well, you really pissed him off about your opinion about Mario Kart. He's I'm out, dude.
Yeah,
I'm out.
The love and care put into the IP alone is enough. It is worth your at least giving it a whirl.
Yeah, you guys would really like it. I think it's worth the $30 package for sure.
Literally had no idea. Literally had no idea that this was an early access thing. Although it is tricky with her, because yes, the Disney IP, great and all, but she's not super into kart races. If we play Mario Kart, I'm pretty much beating her every time, and she's just well, fuck you. I don't want to play. It's.
Ooh, they do have the steer assist Mario Kart 8 has, and I think 7 added that. And they have acceleration boost. So basically, just some ways that you can, if you're not as good, if you're a younger gamer, they know their audience is going to skew younger, and just include all ages really. And so they do have those features.
And the question mark stuff, which resembles the little question marks from Mario Kart.
The
pickups are
Power-ups.
definitely more varied in Disney Speedstorm because they expect somebody to eventually pass you. So like, because the AI is not gonna be easy all the time where you're lapping them like in Mario Kart on 50cc.
Oh man, they are on.
So they're
gonna
give you the tools,
chaos.
regardless of
It's
if you're
chaos.
first or not. They're gonna be like, you could probably use this boost in like the next 5 seconds, because somebody's gonna try and pass you. So they're gonna give you stuff that will benefit.
They have a
like,
shield, which is one of the best
players.
items. The shield is awesome.
The shield is great.
Sometimes the game has felt like a bumper car game because everybody will have their like green shields up or whatever, and we're just literally doing this off the walls, and it's like 5 cars side by side just bumping each other, knocking each other. It's really, like I said, I think I described it really well. It's a kart racer combined with Burnout. There are times where you are absolutely seeing, and they do it in slow-mo. It's really well done. When you hit somebody with an item, it'll slow-mo them like flying to the left and right. It's very much like Burnout. It's really well done. Good game.